Now the ScalerFab set actually has some weight to them. So the sliders and the bumpers do have weight, and of course Hey guys, welcome back to Revolution XRC. Today we're going to look at another round of upgrades for this TRX4 Sport. Now the TRX4 Sport comes with a pretty well integrated body set with the bumpers and sliders. You can see here how it's got a groove for the body on the sliders and how the bumpers fit this body since they were made for it. But the one problem with this bumper is that it sticks out pretty far and it kind of prevents you from getting a really good approach angle. Same thing with the rear bumper. This does not give you a great angle and it kind of hangs down low. I know people have been flipping the bumper mounts upside down to raise the bumper and trimming the body to account for it. Same with the front bumper. But I kind of want to go a different direction with the bumpers. As far as the sliders go, you can see here that the sliders, they stick pretty far down below the rest of the plate right here. And I've noticed that these sliders actually hinder the performance of this truck quite a bit. It gets caught up. And I also know that people trim the body and raise these sliders up. But in keeping up with the theme for matching front bumpers as well as the sliders, I'm going to be using the ScalerFab Trail Armor bumper set and slider set for this rig. Here you can see the ScalerFab Trail Armor set for the TRX4 Sport. This is the front bumper. Here's the rear bumper. Actually, it's upside down. It's going to go like this. And here are the sliders. So you can see that they all go pretty well together, and it's going to give this truck a pretty nice, well integrated look or matching look. Now the ScalerFab set actually has some weight to them. So the sliders and the bumpers do have weight, and of course some of the stuff, being how heavy they are, aren't the greatest for performance because they're a little bit higher up in the chassis. They're going to give me better clearance, but as far as I'm concerned, these are going to still be more trail-oriented upgrades. This is mainly for the nice clearance and the looks, rather than straight-out climbing performance, in which case I'd probably stick with something that's lighter in plastic with a pretty good clearance. But let's go ahead and start with these and see how it turns out. And I will also put a link to these in the description below. We'll start off with the front bumper. Okay, how bulky this thing is. Pretty cool, but just a bit bulky. Now I'm not going to tighten this all the way. I just need to make sure it fits correctly with the body first before I do so. So you want to kind of just attach it on for now and then put the body on to adjust it and then tighten it. Alright. want to get as much clearance as possible, so I'm going to push this in as much as I can. That looks good there. Let's see the clearance. And from the body fitting, I could see that it's pretty much pushed all the way in. Okay, and some snipping. So we're removing this, and we are replacing it with this right here. And I will be flipping this upside down as well. Oh, gotta unscrew it first. See if it fits this way. Oh, that's what I had before. Oh, actually it does look like I have to flip it. That's the only way you're going to get it to fit. So let's give this a shot. Okay, guess it'll work. I can now access both holes on both sides. Alright, once again we're going to test the fit. So I can see here that I need to pull it out a little bit. About right there. Alright, so I'm happy with the placement of my rear bumper. I'm gonna go ahead and secure that down. And we've got the rear secured. For the next step, the first thing I'm going to do is to remove these rock sliders. Alright, you can see that I've done some test fitting with the ScalerFab Trail Armor rock sliders, and well, they don't exactly have a higher position than the stock bumpers right here. What they do give you is a flat, consistent surface area from the chassis rail to the end of the rock sliders, and it doesn't give you this little ridge right here that the stock one gives you. So my opinion is possibly the stock rock sliders just raised up to the same level as the stock plate right here would probably be better performance wise than this one. But you know, I'm gonna give it a go, try it out like this first. With this here, you do not need to trim the bottom of the body. If I were to raise the stock rock sliders here, I would have to trim this, probably this black portion of the body right there, to be able to raise that rock slider up. Another thing I noticed is you can actually wedge this ScalerFab rock slider in between the stock rails, or the previous side rails here. Let's see. So I still have them on. The nice thing about the stock one is it's all integrated with this inner fender that I installed earlier. It's probably gonna add some, you know, it's probably not great to have both of them on here, but I'm only gonna keep both of them on here because I'm not sure what I'm gonna use yet. So otherwise I would take the stock ones off, then you'd have the gap between the fenders, inner fenders, and the rock sliders here, and you would have to take the electronics and mount them to these ScalerFab rock sliders. So I think I'm gonna try running it like this first, just to see if I like these, and then I'll decide whether or not to take the stock ones off, or just keep the stock ones and raise the rock sliders right here. So let's go ahead and do that. So to wedge them in, you have to loosen them up, and then you gotta screw them in. So a little threading the needle there. Alright, so we got my rock slider installed. And once again, I did not remove the stock one yet because I'm not sure what direction I'm gonna go. But you can, I guess, wedge the ScalerFab one in between the stock one, so they do fit together if you choose to do so, but it's probably not the best idea. And once again, I'm going to wedge the ScalerFab in between the stock rock sliders, just because I'm just testing it out for the time being. And now we have both of the ScalerFab Trail Armor rock sliders installed and my double rock sliders. But we'll see how it works. If it becomes permanent, I'll move all the electronics down to the actual ScalerFab rock sliders. And if I choose not to stick with it, I will just remove them. Alright. Just make sure that both sides are even. There. Good. And it's a little bit forward on the sides. Now I'm going to have to adjust that a little bit and move it back. Go, looks better. And let's take another look. Alright, got it right in the middle there. And got it a little bit forward here, so I think I'll adjust this one as well. Okay, so I've got the trail armor centered, the rock slider centered on the body, and overall I think it gives it a nice complete look with the matching front bumper and the matching rear bumper. So I think it looks pretty good. The looks are definitely there. I just don't know if the performance is going to be there. I mean, the clearance for the front and the rear bumper are going to be great. But we'll have to see if these rock sliders turn out good or not. Just because they hang down low, and I'm not sure if that's going to be the greatest. I really wish they would have been kind of angled upward instead of straight across the bottom, kind of like a boat side. But we'll see. So all in all, I think it looks pretty nice though. And that's about it. That's the installation of the ScalerFab Trail Armor for the TRX4 Sport. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for the next upgrades in my TRX4 Sport.